Welcome to the GGS Menopause Coaching Specialist Certification online learning platform. I'm Molly Galbraith, co-founder and woman in charge at GGS, and I am so happy you're here. 67 to 75% of all people who hire a health, fitness, or nutrition professional are women. And not only will all women with functioning ovaries go through menopause, but symptoms of menopause can last up to 20 years. That means if you work with women, you're almost guaranteed to work with them at some point during perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. And that's a big deal because menopause has major implications for women's long-term physical health, mental health, and overall well-being. Its impacts can range from loss of bone density, muscle mass, strength, and power, to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, to an increased risk of pelvic floor dysfunction, to hot flushes and fractured sleep, and that's just scratching the surface. Despite this huge impact menopause can have on women's lives, it's rarely covered in other health and fitness certifications. That means women and the coaches that serve them don't have access to the critical information they need to coach women really well. This certification is designed to fill this gap and transform the way you coach. In addition to getting all the latest research, you'll gain the skills, tools, and knowledge you need to successfully coach and train menopausal women from start to finish, helping them stay safe, healthy, and strong before, during, and after menopause. In other words, you'll learn exactly how to help women over 40 thrive in a way that few others can. And when you graduate, you'll be among the most knowledgeable experts in the world for working with women, making you the go-to expert in your community and beyond. Whether you're just starting out, you've been in the industry for years, or you're considering a career change, you have a powerful opportunity to use your coaching superpowers to help menopausal women get the coaching, education, and support they deserve. Pretty awesome, right? Now, depending on when you enrolled, you may or may not have already received your physical textbook and your workbook. Those are two of the three key parts of your certification, with this online learning platform being the third. Now, the certification is 100% self-paced, and there's no right or wrong way to go through it, but many of our graduates have found success working through one chapter a week, which takes about 3 to 5 hours, and using the following method. Step 1, read the chapter in your textbook. Now, you don't have to memorize everything 100%. Just read it, let it sink in, and move on to the next step. Step number 2, log into your online learning platform, which is right here, and watch any accompanying videos, read the supplementary lessons, or download any bonus tools or templates. Step 3, go to your workbook and answer the study questions. You don't have to do this from memory. Feel free to go back to your textbook. This is all about enhancing your learning of the material and preparing for the exam. And once you've done that, you can move on to step 4, take the chapter exam. Now, these are open book and untimed, so you can take as long as you need, but please don't close out of your browser while taking it, or the exam will reset. And don't feel pressure to get a perfect score on every exam. The exams are just to help ensure that you've understood the concepts you've learned so far, but you're going to have the textbook with you forever, so feel free to go back and refer to it as often as needed. And that's it. You read the chapter in the textbook, you log into the online learning platform and move through the materials that accompany that chapter, you answer the workbook questions in your workbook, and you take the chapter exam. Boom, you're done. But I know studying isn't always that easy. So before you go, I want to share 3 quick tips that will help you overcome some of the most common roadblocks that hold people back from making progress. Tip number 1, start small. Let's be honest, that's a pretty big textbook you've got, and it's comprehensive. But don't let the amount of information overwhelm you. Instead, break up your tasks into manageable chunks. So for example, instead of aiming to complete a whole unit in a week, maybe you aim to complete a chapter or even a page. Small actions add up to big results. Tip number 2, practice all or something thinking. It is so human of us to want to practice all or nothing thinking. Let me give you an example. Let's say you set aside an hour on your calendar twice a week to work on your certification, but something happens one day in your schedule and you only end up with 20 minutes instead of an hour. It's easy to say, I only have 20 minutes. What's that going to do? I'm just going to skip it and I'll study later this week. But the problem is that can hold you back from making progress. Instead, practice all or something thinking. And remember, as long as you're doing something, you're doing it right. And speaking of scheduling on your calendar, tip number 3 is to put studying on your calendar. Just like we encourage our clients to make an appointment with themselves for their workouts, we have to do the same thing with studying. If we wait until we have time to study, it'll never get done. So whether it's a couple mornings a week before your kids wake up, or maybe in the evening if they're at soccer practice, or a chunk of time on Saturdays, it matters less when you do it, and it matters more that you get it done. And if you need a little help, maybe even an accountability partner, go to Facebook and join our closed Facebook group, GGS Coaching and Training Women. You can click the link just below this video to find our Study Buddy thread where you can connect with other students who have the same preferences as you, meaning they're at the same spot in the certification, they want to go through it at roughly the same pace, they like to meet in the same way, whether it's on Zoom or in person, and they have the same schedule as you, so you can meet at the same days or times of the week. This bit of accountability can make all the difference when it comes to completing your certification and graduating as a GGS certified menopause coaching specialist. And if you have questions, just email us at info@girlsgonestrong.com and we're here to help. Thanks so much for being here. I can't wait to see what you accomplish.